What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions.
Get with this.
Today's reaction video is the first one in about 2.5 weeks. And if you follow the channel, you would know that it's because my wife and I just welcomed our first child into the world. Our daughter, Ingrid, was born on March 13th. And when we went to the hospital, I kind of had it in my head, I'm taking some time off from YouTube just so I can focus on being a dad and hanging out with my new daughter and my wife and having a good time and just slowly transitioning back into videos when I can. Well, I finally have some time, and I figured the video that I'm about to do is gonna be the perfect one. Because a few days before Ingrid was born, I checked out How's the Heart by Nightwish. Now, it was the lyric video, it was from the album because I'm doing Human Nature in order, and it kind of hit me emotionally, especially knowing that I was gonna be a new dad anytime. And a lot of people told me that once Ingrid was born, I should go back and check out the acoustic version that Floor and Troy did at Planet Rock. And being a dad now, I think a lot of you think I'm just going to lose it emotionally. And for those of you that have seen my videos, you already know it's a good possibility. So I will link this original video in the description below. And today, I'm once again going to be listening to Nightwish. And I'm going to be listening to the acoustic live version of How's the Heart from Planet Rock. Let's go.
Planet Rock. Planet Rock.
I just realized I don't know what Planet Rock is. Based on that, I'm going to guess it's a rock music publication or radio station. Gotta be. I'll look into it.
Planet Rock.
Asks and no one, another John Doe. Sorrow hides well in your shell, a fellow man with her to spare. Here I am to share the fear, an act of kindness without a name. And how's the heart underneath the silence? How's the human pain? Come in, the fire's warm, burn the rope and add some more.
So right away, it really struck me. I've never really heard Troy in a setting like this before where I could really pick out his voice. He's got a low voice for harmonies, and it sounds really good. And that leads me to think some of the stuff that I've heard on Human Nature, where I was second guessing if they had guest vocalists, was actually him. And it probably is. And Floor is not putting a lot of effort and push into her vocals, obviously for the setting, but she sounds fantastic with that little bit of effort. Now, obviously, I'm not a vocal coach. Some other vocal coach might watch this and totally tell me I'm wrong, but at least from what I know. Gear-wise, it's really kind of interesting, and it's thrown me off because all we've got is Troy playing an acoustic, and I can't see the logo on the guitar, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be a filed because I know that he plays their electric bouzouki and he's played some of their other acoustics. I'm going to guess that that's what that is. I don't know their models that well. I do know they're a UK-based company, so another thing for me to learn. But what's interesting about this setup, I thought for certain at first, there's no pickups in that guitar because you see the two mics that are lower pointed at the guitar are picking up the acoustics of the guitar. But the guitar is also plugged into a 1/4-inch jack, which means it does have a pickup in it and it is getting sound. So probably just for the mixing and the post-production on this, they just want every tone available. So not only do they have him plugged straight into a direct box where they're pulling that sound from the pickup, they're also recording the sound of the acoustic on microphones. And it does sound fantastic. We'll get more into the pickup stuff later. I want to keep hearing this.
Burn the rope and add some more. We met where the cliff greets the sea. Shared a story, took the lead. Rose uprooted, hidden out. You know where you've been there. Now there's one who came from me, a child of light, another tale. Dear one, night will come, but not to stay. Oh, why? The answer's in the house, the heart. Underneath the silence, how's the one drowning in the mire? Let a sound, human pain. Come in, the fire's warm, burn the rope and then some more. Fair winds, my love, fly towards the calm. Fly your darling lords towards a beating heart, a beating heart. How is the
Before we continue, I'm holding it together a lot better than when I heard the studio version. I think it's just because it's these two. The orchestration and the music in the album version really got me. But that line in the verse obviously got me a little bit because she's obviously singing about her kid. I'm really enamored by this acoustic guitar tone, man. It's really, really good. And what I wanted to talk about with pickups with acoustics for anybody that's not familiar, acoustic guitars can also be electric acoustics. A true acoustic guitar has no electronics or pickups in it whatsoever. What you're hearing is just coming from the guitar out the sound hole, and it's acoustic. Now, you can put electronic pickups in acoustic guitars. Now, the dead giveaway on that is if it's plugged in, because with a pickup, you plug in a 1/4 inch, you go into a DI or an amp or something like that, and it projects the sound that way. But since they have the mics in front of it, they're getting so many cool tones from it. I think the poppiness that you hear from his finger picking is the mix from the actual pickup in the guitar. And then the really warm tones that you're hearing are from those microphones out front. I mean, it's a fantastic tone. And the vocals in this sound incredible. Everything all around, man. This is really cool. The last thing I want to mention, and I'll wrap it up after that, is if you notice on the neck of Troy's guitar, there's a little piece of equipment on the second fret on there called a capo. And what capos allow guitar players to do is basically transpose different tunings without actually retuning the guitar. So if he normally has that guitar in, let's say, a standard D tuning, and they're playing this song in E, instead of having to retune that whole guitar, all he's got to do is take that capo, put it on the second fret, and then that basically acts as a new nut on the guitar and just makes everything in E without having to, again, retune the entire guitar. We do that a lot on tour when we have back-to-back songs with different tunings where the player doesn't want to change guitars. We'll just throw a capo on it really quick, spot check the tuning, and go. So let's just sit and enjoy this, finish it off.
a beating heart? How is the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in the mire? Let a sound, a human pain, come on in, the fire's warm. How is the underneath the silence. How's the warm drowning in the mire?
They sound fantastic together.
Human pain, come on in. How's the heart underneath the silence? How's the warm drowning in the mire? Let us out to human pain. Come in the fire's warm by the rope and then some.
I want to go back into that part because I noticed Troy changed up his playing style, and it's really cool to fit. Floor has started belting, and Troy has started throwing in some really cool pops and stuff on the strings that sound really cool.
How's the heart underneath the silence? How's the warm drowning in the mire? Let us out to human pain. Come in the fire's warm by the rope and then some. How's the heart? How's the warm drowning in the mire? Let us out to human pain. Come in the fire's warm by the rope and then some more.
Wow, man. For every time I've said on my Nightwish reactions that an ad, okay. For every time I've said on my Nightwish reactions that it's not Floor's voice or Tarja's voice or Annette's voice, it's just the music, I think I might be wrong because I was doing pretty well there until Floor started belting it out at the end there. But that was fantastic. Let's go talk more about it. So obviously for an acoustic performance, there's not going to be too much stuff that's absolutely going to be show-stopping, mind-blowing because it's pretty stripped down. But what I will say is that over the years of touring and working for other artists, I've seen a lot of acoustic duos and trios. These two f***ing smash it, man. I would pay pretty decent money to go see a full set with just Floor and Troy if they ever decided to do like a stripped down Nightwish acoustic tour or something like that, man. I mean, seriously, it was great. They sound fantastic. Troy's playing superb as always. The guy is a master at pretty much anything he touches, and I really enjoyed his playing style on that. And then his vocals harmonizing with Floor, they sound great. And I've talked a lot in other Nightwish videos that Marco and Floor sound fantastic together. And this is the first time I've ever heard Troy and Floor highlighted together. And I don't know, man, I think these two might have voices that are even more compatible than Floor and Marco, but that's just my opinion, man. Overall, I absolutely loved it. Thank you guys for telling me to check out this one, and I can't wait to keep listening to more because I've purposely not listened to a lot of Nightwish yet because I still want to do reactions to this stuff because it's fun and I enjoy discovering it with you guys. So thank you again for watching, and please don't just watch these videos here. The links to these original videos are below. Go watch them on the other channels. Support these artists in any way possible. If this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time, or I used to until I had a kid. So I'm going to release videos when I can, but if you turn your notifications on, you will get alerted the second new stuff comes out if YouTube decides to work that day. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like, but if you disliked it, not a big deal, man. Thank you for watching this time. You are free to click dislike and move on. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server that I hang out on often. I also have a Twitch where I stream video games and just sit and talk to you guys from time to time. And if any of that stuff interests you, I will link that stuff in the description as well. My handle on everything social media related is @TankTheTech. Thank you so much once again for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.